Everybody remember Abraham Lincoln is still alive. Act accordingly. Here's the best thing, though. If Abraham Lincoln was still alive, what do we do about that?
I don't know. Gotta call somebody.
What's the plan? What's the plan?
There's no protocol for that.
And if you think that we brought him back from the dead,
that's worse.
I don't know if that's
worse.
Like, imagine Abraham Lincoln waking up in 2021.
I probably want to be dead all over again.
Oh yeah, kill me, please.
It'll be like Encino Man with Brendan Fraser.
Do you guys want to know how everything's going? You can tell everything's getting back to normal. I had that moment this week.
I want to hear it.
Cumberland Farms is now allowing you to self-serve your own hot dogs. We're back to normal.
Ladies, our long national nightmare is over.
Throughout June, Cumberland Farms was doing free coffees on Fridays. Did you know that, Derek?
No, I didn't know.
Free iced coffee or free any coffees. Like, you just literally, like, people would just go. The Cumberland Farms where I work in June, only in June on Fridays.
It's over.
You go in with literally people would just. I'd be in the line ready to pay, and people would be just grabbing the coffees and literally walking out of the store with them. I'm like, what are these people doing? They're just like waving to the cashiers, and they're like, oh yeah, it's free coffee today. I was like, oh great. Have you guys ever gotten a Dunkin' Donuts? Not Dunkin' Donuts. Cumberland Farms coffee.
They're good. Yeah.
So it's
I don't mind them.
But the problem is the lid and the cup.
Yeah.
They do not stay on. I might as well just walk up to the counter and pay for the drink and then just have her take the lid off and pour it all over my head at the counter. Because when I get in the car, the first time I realized it doesn't stay on very long, I went to go grip it to put it in my cup holder, and the thing just popped off, and I spilled coffee all in my car, everywhere. There was in the lower compartment of my glove box, like the center console. It was just filled with coffee.
Coffee?
Just coffee. My car just
Was it
smells
hot?
like coffee. What was it hot? No, it was iced coffee, luckily. But the lids just don't stay on. They don't stay on at all. They pop. They want to pop right off.
So my favorite part about Cumberland Farms coffee, hot, cold, hot chocolate, whatever it is, it's 99 cents, which is a great deal.
Yeah.
But the best part about it is whenever I get it and I drink it and it's screwed up, then I can only blame myself, and I only paid $1 for it. Not when I spent $3, $4 at Dunkin' Donuts at Starbucks, and it comes out and it's terrible, or it's all ice. You know what I mean? Like, I've got no one to blame but myself at Cumberland Farms.
The Dunkin' Donuts near my house just got renovated, and I can't. Derek's gone. I can't. I can't go there anymore. I can't because they. What's he doing?
He shows up at Ryan's house.
I can't go to the Dunkin' Donuts near me anymore because it got renovated, and when it got renovated, they hired a lot of new people, and they're terrible. And fine, they're kids. I understand that. I'm not trying to I'm not calling for their jobs, but I just won't go there anymore. I went to Dunkin' Donuts one time in the morning. I'm like, hi, I'll have a coffee. Do you have any glazed donuts? No, we don't have any glazed donuts. Okay, do you have any?
That's not true.
Do you have any chocolate sprinkled donuts? No, we don't have any chocolate sprinkled donuts. Okay, can you give me an option? Give me I'm looking for a donut. Give me something.
What time did you go?
It was 10 o'clock. Not super. I understand maybe the glazed donuts were sold out. Maybe.
No, the glazed donuts. They make the most of the glazed donuts in the morning.
You definitely have glazed. You definitely have donuts.
Right.
So help me. Help you. I want a fucking donut. Give me.
I will pay you for the donut.
Give me options. Okay, you don't have chocolate covers, but do you have regular chocolate frosted? Maybe. No.
You got the chocolate glazed? Do you got
No, just no. And then if I don't say anything, it'll just be silence.
Right. No, he won't offer up any support.
That's it. Over.
Oh my God.
Welcome to the Average Nobodies podcast number 123. I like that.
I do too.
Hey.
It's July. No, it's June. It's July.
It's July.
It's July.
July 1st. Excellent.
Yes.
Perfect. Welcome to July. You can find us AverageNobodies.com, at Average Nobodies on Twitter, anywhere where podcasts are found, Average Nobodies Podcast, and YouTube.com/The Average Nobodies. We have a guest with us today. The one, the only, Derek Hewling. Derek.
Welcome to the show.
Hey guys, how are you? Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on.
It's an honor to be on here.
We called upon you because today's draft is a very special one. It's the horniest movie characters and TV characters of all time.
I'll go with the movie characters on my list first.
Okay, fine.
And then if I gotta dig deep, I'll go with the TV ones.
And we figured that this would be a perfect draft for you to join us.
But Derek will also be participating.
I'm so excited
He'll
for
be participating in the whole show, so he'll be doing celebrity birthdays, what we're watching. So I'm interested to see what he's got to contribute.
Ryan, how's everything going up where you are?
It's going. We had a Zoom meeting today with a potential daycare for Len and Carolina. It went well. I had right at the last minute, I had this dread come over me because I haven't used Zoom since our when we did happy hours all the time. And as I'm logging on, the screen's popping up. I'm like, what is my Zoom name? What is it gonna say? Fuckface McCocksucker or something?
Scott Johnson 69.
And then the woman just clicks off the call. So thankfully it said Ryan Fogarty, but yeah. So we're just it's crazy. I did not realize that daycares are the waiting lists are sometimes 1 to 2 years long.
It's by the time the kid gets into daycare, they can drive.
Right. It's crazy. So luckily this one, if we want to do part-time, it's not as long, but you have to really, you have to look into it way in advance, which luckily Holly's on top of. So, yeah, just doing that, living the dream, baby. I'm feeling horny today. I'm ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
Derek, you feeling horny?
I'm not wearing pants.
All right, let's get into it.
Wait, I thought we were doing a celebrity's birthday?
We're doing celebrity. Yeah. We're going to do...
It's time for everyone's favorite game show, Celebrity Birthdays.
Who is it? All right, so I am the host of Celebrity Birthdays today, and for those of you that don't know, Derek will be participating, and Derek, I'll explain the rules to you. Matt, you can be sort of our proctor, but I'm going to read you a riddle. Sort of a riddle. They're pretty easy. They're fun. And if you know who the person is, you raise your hand, and if you're the first one with your hand up, you get to guess. Now, you get 1 full point for getting the actor or actress's name, or you can get a half a point if you get a character name from something they're in, and no one else. If you get a character name, I guess. And then we'll do a second question where you guess that person's birthday, and that's worth 1 full point. So,
well, how old they are you?
Yes. What would I say?
Their birthday.
When their birthday is. It's today.
It's today, July 1st.
So the updated standings are Matt with 32.5 points, Ryan with 41.5, Adam with a monstrous 47.5.
Jesus Christ.
Last week was a mess.
Mitch with 5 and Derek with 0.
Derek could overtake Mitch.
Just so you know, Adam, I will be honest here, and I will watch the screen. You can also watch the screen, but if you're going to watch, go off of this one.
Okay.
Go off of their Skype feeds, not the OBS stream.
Okay. So I have 8 today.
Wow.
Okay.
You guys should get at least the character, you should get all of them, whether it's their actual name or character name. And so here we go. I'll start somewhere in the middle. One of the most famous SNL alum of all time, with a brain so full of blues, bears, car parts, and ghosts, anyone else would need a cone for a skull to fit it all in. Wait, who was first?
Oh,
I think it was Matt.
Yeah.
All right.
Dan Aykroyd.
It is Dan Aykroyd's birthday today. Happy birthday, Dan Aykroyd.
Well done, Matt.
Yeah, I like that.
Matt, how old is Dan Aykroyd today?
Dan Aykroyd is 67 years old.
Derek? Complete guess.
I'm going to go with 73.
Okay.
Ryan?
Hold
Are
on.
you looking it up?
No. I'm going to go with 69.
Dan Aykroyd is 69 years old today.
God damn it, Ron.
Wow.
Beautiful birthday.
So I wasn't looking it up. I was pulling out my calculator
Why?
to do how old I thought he. Because I was trying to figure out how old he was when he was on SNL when it started, which was 1975.
Okay.
That's kind
So
of what I
figured
went
he
off
would
of.
be like 23, which would be 1962. So then I had to minus that from the year 2021. This is all good podcasting stuff, all good arithmetic.
Very good.
All right, so person
Okay.
number 2, an actor in TVs and movies. Since the early 80s. More recently, he is cast as figures of authority, but he got his start in a Red Wings jersey on his best friend's day off. Well, Matt looked to be first for me because he's sitting right next to me. So, Matt.
Do you guys think I was first? Okay.
Yeah.
He's Cameron from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
It is Cameron from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That's for half a point. Does anyone know this actor's name?
Oh, fuck. Because he's in Succession, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
His name's Connor in Succession. No. Oh.
It's gonna kill me because I know it. I definitely know it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get it. Tim,
Nope,
maybe?
It's Alan Ruck.
Nope.
is
Maybe
his
I wouldn't
name.
have. Maybe I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
Alan Ruck. Happy birthday, Alan Ruck.
Okay.
All right, Matt. How old is Alan today?
Alan is. Shit. Alan is. He's 60 years old today.
Okay. Derek?
I'm gonna say he's 54.
Ryan?
I'm gonna say 64.
Oh, he is 65.
Is it 65?
Shit. Damn.
Jesus.
Just missed it.
Truthfully, my first guess was 66, but I thought that was way too old. I was.
Well, you figure he was in his 20s,
Yeah.
in the 80s, so.
All right. Here we go.
Damn it.
The beach babe of the 90s, known for her cameos in in TVs and movies, but her most famous movie was filmed on the SS Tommy Lee.
Yeah. Shit.
Ryan?
I should
Pam
have rolled my
Anderson.
gut. I was ready to. Beach
I know.
babe. I was
That's what
ready
I
to
was
go.
like,
I was ready to go
Pamela
for it.
Anderson's birthday today. Nicely done, Rye.
Thank you.
How old is Pamela today?
Boy, CJ Parker. How old is CJ? I am going to say she is 46.
Matt?
I'm gonna say she's. Ooh, man. She's 59.
Okay.
What?
Derek?
I'm gonna say 51.
Pam Anderson is 54 today.
Ah, shit.
So you guys are
Oh,
right. In the
wow.
middle. I mean, you guys sort
Yeah.
of split the difference on that one.
This
Did you guys see any of the more? They had more photos come out of that movie, the Pam Anderson, Tommy Lee
Yes.
biopic,
No, I haven't seen the new
biopic,
photos.
whatever. Yeah, it's Sebastian Stan is playing Tommy Lee, and
It's insane how
yeah,
good they look,
they
as
look
them.
Awesome.
Okay, so
Is it gonna be a horn fest in that theater
I'm
or
sure.
what?
I think there is.
Yeah.
all right. So this one might be challenging, but I'm gonna get it out of the way. This actor always seems to be cast in the same role, whether he's selling drugs with Johnny Depp or fighting Bad Boys 2. I will.
Oh.
Derek.
Is it Diego from
It
Blow?
is. It is Diego from Blow.
Yeah, nice.
Nicely done. Do you know that actor's name? He
No, I
plays
don't.
Johnny Tapia in Bad Boys 2, by the way.
Is he the guy from What's Eating
Oh,
Gilbert
yeah.
Grape? Is he in that too?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
All right. Well, it's half a point for Derek.
I don't think so. Hey, there you go.
He's
I'm on the board.
baby. I'm glad you didn't get blanked today. How old?
Well, I almost said Pee Wee Herman, so I thank God I didn't say that.
His name
That
is
would've
Jordy Molla. I think if there's some inflection there that I'm missing, but Jordy Molla is his name. How old?
Nice
how
Irish
old
boy.
is he today?
Hmm.
Derek, you get the first guess because you got
I'm gonna go with 58.
okay.
58. I'm gonna say he's 55.
Ryan,
I'm going to say 52.
He is 53 years old today.
Wow.
Close one.
Hey, right
Good job,
there, right
guys.
there.
All right. This man of a certain age always seems to inspire the best as a leader, especially when he's around a certain fork-tongued lizard witch in the 9-9. Ryan.
Yeah, say Ryan.
Is it Terry Crews?
Nope.
Andre Brower?
It is Andre Brower.
Okay.
I know you get rapid-fire guesses one after the other, but nobody else had their hand up.
Nobody else raised their hand.
It is Andre Brower. He's
Captain.
the in that he was in that show Men of a Certain Age, I guess, and yeah, he was in Gideon's Crossing as well. He was the leader of surgery or something or other.
Never saw it.
Okay.
Um,
Also in Homicide.
how old is Andre Brower?
Andre Brower is, I'm going to say 65.
Okay.
Derek.
I'm gonna say 66.
Pick up sticks.
I'm gonna say 61.
Another 69-year-old today, Andre Brower.
Oh,
Wow.
He does not look 69.
Let me just double check
He's
this
gonna be
because
70.
he does not look 69.
He's gonna be 70 next year. Believe that?
Wow.
Hey,
Oh,
Matt.
sorry. He's
First one.
actually
Well done.
59. So
Okay. All right.
I was going to
Makes
say.
more
it's-
sense.
He's not gonna like that when he
no,
hears
he's
it.
not.
No.
All right.
He
So I
does
was
listen
pretty
every
close.
week, too.
61.
This one, it should getting the actress's name would be tough, but it's probably one of my better riddles.
Give it to us.
A dim-witted wildling who cracked the code for a true king that really didn't mean a goddamn thing.
For a true king.
Oh, what's her name?
Is it Egret?
A dim-witted wildling who cracked the code for a true king that really didn't mean a goddamn thing.
Oh.
I will accept the character name. Ryan?
Is it Rose Leslie?
No. He said Egret.
Is that who Egret was? Oh, I don't know. Too many characters in that show.
Say the riddle again.
Yeah. I don't know who the character
A
is.
dim-witted wildling
Okay, I don't know either.
Dim-witted wildling.
who cracked the code for a true king that really didn't mean a goddamn thing.
I think Ryan's got it.
Ryan.
No. Is it the guy who played Hodor?
Yeah, see that?
I don't know.
It's Gilly. Sam's woman, Gilly.
Oh.
Dim-witted wildling who was
Yes,
reading the
yes.
books
Yes.
and cracked the
Stop.
code for the true king.
What code did she crack?
She figured out that
That Jon Snow was the heir?
no, that the marriage was annulled between
Oh yeah.
what is his Rhaegar Targaryen
Yes.
and whoever his wife was, and married Lyanna Stark in secret. So, wow. The actress's name is Hannah Murray, by the way. How old is Gilly, a.k.a. Hannah Murray, today? You guys really let me down with that one.
Sorry. She is, I don't know, let's go with 36.
Okay. Derek?
Yeah, Derek, you go.
Go with a nice 33.
Okay.
Ooh, a nice 33.
I'm going to say 35.
She is 32 years old today.
God damn.
Just
God.
missed her.
Jeez.
I don't understand how we have three guesses.
Hey, we
We're all
almost have
right
the same
there.
birthdays.
It's
Just 10 days apart.
I know.
We're meant to be.
Hey, good icebreaker.
Icebreaker.
All right, so this is also another one of my. This is also a really good riddle, but you should definitely get this one. She's no leftover in the greatest trilogy of all time, or a stranger to hulking summer blockbusters where she don't want to miss a thing.
I think Ryan was first.
Ryan,
Liv Tyler.
it is Liv Tyler's birthday today. Nicely done.
Sweet Liv. I never seen her, but I know she's in Lord of the Rings, right?
She is.
Yeah.
Great role.
I know a lot about it for not watching
Well, I mean, you are do a podcast with two people who have seen it hundreds of times combined. So
Definitely.
Two
Definitely.
invalids.
I've definitely watched the trilogy 6 times since the beginning of COVID.
I've watched it at least 3.
Yeah, definitely. Return of the King at least 10 times.
Yeah.
On its own.
Yeah,
Didn't we just have Steven Tyler as one of the
I think
birthdays
we
or
did.
no?
Maybe.
Yeah.
We might have. How old is Liv Tyler today?
I'm gonna say she is 44.
Okay, Derek.
44.
47.
She's 45, Adam.
Liv Tyler on this day is 44 years old. The double up for Uncle Rico.
Wow.
Love me some Liv Tyler. Great leftovers villain.
She's a villain?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Well,
Yeah.
Not at first.
not at first, but she's
Very,
a great
very
character.
strange.
Good round,
Yeah, she is.
Derek. I'm glad you got on the board there.
Is that it?
That's it. That's
Yeah,
all
me
I
too.
got.
That's it for this episode's edition of Celebrity Birthdays.
Who was it? And now a word from our sponsor.
Today's Average Nobody's podcast is sponsored by Yarritos Mango Soda. Adam's drinking it right now. Tell us about it.
Ooh, it's delicious. I was drinking it today when I got tacos at a taco truck for dinner. I was like, ooh, let me try this authentic Mexican drink. And I'm drinking it. I love mango and I love soda. And it says natural flavor soda. So I think, oh, it's probably, pretty good for you. It's got 35 grams of added sugar, so it is not good for you.
No.
But it's delicious.
The pineapple one is very good, too. I like that. That's the one I usually get.
Got to
Very
do
good.
the label out.
All right, it's time for the Horny Draft.
Whoa.
So we're going to do 5 rounds, Derek. It's a snake draft.
Okay.
So Adam said that this is a reset, so that would leave me as number 1, then you,
Then Ryan, then me.
then Ryan, then you,
Okay.
and Derek, you'll go back to back. You'll be the last pick of the first round,
Okay.
and then it'll come back to you. Sound
Okay.
good? All right, let's wait. Let's wait a second for Ryan to get back because he's the keeper of the draft. So
basically, we're drafting. If your person gets taken, you just kind of go down your list for another person.
exactly. Go down
Exactly.
your list for another person. Then if you have any leftovers
Okay.
at the end, then we can name
Yeah.
honorable
Yeah,
mentions.
we do honorable mentions as well.
And we can just generally talk
Okay.
about horny characters.
Okay.
But anyway, so Ryan, this is a reset of the draft, so I am beginning, and then it's you. Oh,
Yeah.
Can you hear me now? Ryan? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Goose was just barking. I
No, that's
muted the
okay.
microphone.
So it's a reset of the draft, so it's going to be me, then you, then Adam, and then Derek's going to pick up last pick of the first round, and then we'll snake it around. We understand the rules, and we're going to get started.
Matt, who is the number 1 overall pick?
The horniest movie character. This could have went multiple ways.
Okay.
I think, though, within our friend group, and like this argument could easily be made, this character, though, is the number 1 horniest movie character. It is Austin Powers. He is the horniest movie
It is.
character.
It's a good
He's
one.
number 1.
That's
a really
it.
good
He's
one.
number 1 on
It's
my
Austin
list.
Powers. There's another character that I'm sure will come very soon, probably in the first round, that could be argued for that spot, but you can't. It's a trilogy of horniness.
3 horny movies.
3 horny movies, and he only really starts not even toning it down, but learning his mistakes until the 3rd movie.
Right.
That's it. So he's a horny.
One of his lines is, "Do I make you horny, baby?"
Right. Do I make you Randy?
So that is the number 1 pick.
Number 1, Austin Powers, off the board.
That's awesome. That's a good one pick.
All right, Ryan.
All right. So there is, for a couple of my picks, there's a prerequisite where in order for them to be on my list, they had to have had sex with some type of food. So I'm going to go for my number 1 first round pick, Jim Levinstein.
Jim Levinstein.
That's a good
from
one.
American Pie.
No brainer.
That's a horny movie.
Oh, yeah.
That might be our first repeat. Well, maybe not. I know Adam had American Pie as... Oh, no, he had American
Yeah,
Wedding.
American
never mind.
Wedding is one of my
For the
It's
wedding
the same
movie.
character.
But yeah,
same character.
same character.
And you know what?
And I mean, that movie's full of horny people, but I think he's the horniest.
So I
Definitely.
actually beg to differ. And with my first round pick,
Okay.
I am going to take the horniest character in that movie, Mr. Steven Stifler is the horniest character in that movie.
Those three were my those were the
One,
top
2,
three.
and 3.
Yeah, 1, 2, and 3 for sure.
So I got the Stiffmeister, who we talked about Sean William Scott recently, that he was a rock star after those movies, and then just sort of
had role models and then nothing.
Yeah,
the Goon and then
the
nothing.
Goon was really the last thing he was in that wasn't even really that popular, but Sean William Scott, the Stiffmeister.
Hey,
Derek,
I like it.
Here's your first.
All right.
Your first round pick. Who do you got?
So, my first overall pick is gonna go to John Lovitz as a peeper.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's a good one.
That guy is living in hell because of how horny he lived on the normal world.
That's a great one.
Just a big horny bird.
Oh,
That's a big horny bird.
And even when he went to hell, he was still horny. Guy never changed. Never learned from his mistakes. So that's my pick.
One.
Very good one. You can take the man out of the horny. You can't take the horny out of the man.
Right. It's instilled in you.
All right, you lead us off around 2, right?
Yes.
All right, and so this pick, I was torn between a couple, but I think I'm gonna go with this guy here. I'm gonna go with Josh Mospill as Principal Max and Billy Madison.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's a real horny teacher. He wanted to screw Billy. I mean. So
hey.
I figured I'd go
a
with
couple
him.
of outside the box picks, but you know what? They're great. They're great picks.
It's what we expected from Derek.
They
Derek,
are-
what was his
they are-
wrestling? What was
exactly.
his wrestling name? The Blob.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
He was supposed to pinch my leg if he couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
It's a pinch my
Yeah.
leg when he's running short of air.
Oh God. 2 great picks. Well done.
Derek,
Thanks.
I'm very
Thank you.
surprised that you didn't take this next character because I feel like it was a real
Okay.
layup. So my second round pick is Deuce Bigelow, male gigolo, is my second round pick. And now one might be able to argue that he was only doing it for Anton's, for Anton's fix his fish tank in his apartment, but. You forget about that first part of the movie where he specifically goes to the pet store to get snails so the woman that works there can dunk her chest in the tank.
No, the one's deeper.
Get from the colder tank.
The colder tank.
Yeah, they call it.
I don't know why, but that's something Fam is gonna do one day.
Also, you could argue that, but also, he willingly jumps into the world of male prostitution.
Right.
You could really do a lot of other things to make the money.
A number of other things that he could have done.
You could have took 30 minutes to think about other options.
Right. Instead of just
yeah, they didn't really
they make
twist
a
his leg.
and there's a sequel.
there's a sequel about how horny he is across Europe. So
No, that was a really good pick. I didn't really think about him that
Deuce
too much.
Bigelow, baby. All right, Rye, who's your second round pick?
Mhm.
All right, my second round pick, going more of a classy horny, I guess. My second round pick is going to be James
Ryan,
Bond.
break my heart.
Oh, yeah.
Break my heart.
That's a good
Well
one.
done.
I'm sorry. I was actually thinking about this today, and I'm like, he's just like this horny alcoholic who we're supposed to just believe because of years of prestige and history that he's this amazing secret agent. I mean, Daniel Craig makes it a little more believable, but I feel like the original James Bond was just this horny guy who had sex and got hammered on martinis.
He was a gigolo.
And then that was it.
The number one thing that stuck out to me about James Bond and why I was going to pick him right after you is because there's Bond girls. Bond girls is a character genre almost.
Yes.
It is known that every movie James Bond has a different Bond girl, or some transcendent movies, but there's always new hot women in his life, and he's horny for it.
Yeah, he's ready.
Mm-hmm.
He's always ready to go.
Very good.
That was a great one.
All right, Matt, you
Thank
got
you.
back-to-backs here.
Back to back. I got 2 more that I wanted. Here's one that dropped, I think, super low. Seth from Superbad.
Oh, very nice.
Horny movie character.
I
yeah.
had
Yep.
the 2 of them on my list.
One of the all-time classics. horny movie character. I would argue that
Yep.
it's Seth and what's Michael Cera's name?
Evan.
Evan. Evan is also horny.
Not as horny as Seth, though.
Seth's horniness drives the plot of the movie.
It does.
It drives it. So we're gonna go with Seth, and then coming back, who I was texting with the guys who I play, guys from Respawn Aim Fire, and Chad had a good one that I also had on my list. Was Satan from South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, and also just Satan.
Yep.
From South Park.
Oh yeah.
But I had hit from the movie, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut.
No, that's a great one.
Super horny, horny for Saddam Hussein.
Yep, dating
That's
Saddam
how horny.
Hussein.
Yeah, right.
And then he had another boy toy at one point too. I forgot what his name was.
Not Mr. Slave. That was
Mr. Slade.
Mr. Slave was Mr. Garrison. But yeah, Satan from South Park, Bigger, Longer, Uncut, and Seth. Those are my second and third round picks.
Well done.
Nice.
Back to you, Ryan.
All right. My third round pick, I'm going to go with Julia, played by Jennifer Aniston in Horrible Bosses.
Oh, great pick.
Wow, that's a really good one, Ryan.
She is, and it's so funny because it's so against type for Jennifer Aniston to play that type of character, but she plays the role so well, and that is just an extremely horny character.
Oh, yeah.
Even with like her patient's unconscious, like there's not a scene where she's not trying to like have sex with Charlie Day's character.
Right.
But very funny movie, which actually will be in my what we're watching too, because we watched it recently. But yeah, I mean, she's got to be up there for horniest movie characters. She's a hornball.
That was a good pick. I like that.
Thank you.
Adam, what do you got?
My pick in the third round, it's a sort of a twofer. It's the same way you could have gone with Seth and Evan for Superbad. I mean, that's sort of cheap, but they're really one person. Steve and Doug Butabi from Night at the Roxbury are two very horny characters.
That's a great one.
Their whole
That is a very
being
good
for like their whole existence revolves around them getting into a club and having sex with girls.
I love them coming as a package because you could also almost do Seth and Evan too as a package. I think they would pass as that, but they are totally a one-pick package duo,
right?
For sure.
Yes.
Oh, 100%.
So, Steve and Doug Butabi. You like that one, Derek? I know how much you love Night at the Roxbury.
That's a good one. I think that's a good one. Yeah. I like that one.
Alrighty. Who you got,
Right,
Derek? You're up.
You're up. Back-to-back picks.
All right. So, next pick, this guy, with a sneaky horny fella. You kind of didn't realize he was horny till the end of the movie. I'm going to go with Chris Elliott and something about Mary as Woogie.
I don't know why, but I knew that was coming at some point.
Just breaking out in those hives and smelling those shoes. I mean, he's a dedicated horny man.
He's a sick man.
He's a sick man. So I wanted to mention him.
All right, in your fourth round pick?
And my fourth round pick is going to go to Adam Sandler as Chuck and Chuck and Larry.
Oh, that's a really good one.
That's a good one.
The Sandman.
Because I mean, he took out almost the whole town, before he had like a man. So
very horny. And then his horniness almost blew the whole thing. Almost ruined their plan. So that's great.
He was so horny, he almost, that's a very good pick.
Yeah. All right.
Nicely done.
Is that my pick?
So my, what is it, fourth round? My fourth round pick here. Yeah. Let's see. This is a pretty horny character. And I'm going to get him.
There's one that I'm surprised you haven't gone with yet.
Is it Joe Dirt?
It's not, but
Joe Dirt is my fourth round pick for a horny character.
Nice.
Joe, I mean, he's mainly trying to find his parents in that movie, but he's also really horny along the way, doing whatever, like hitting on the teacher at the school, getting hot chili thrown at him. What else? What's Brandy?
He was making love to his meteorite.
What? He's kissing a meteorite.
Kissing a meteorite, yeah.
Might have had sex with his sister.
Pile of shit.
After the carnival, so he's a pretty horny guy, Joe Dirt.
Super horny. All right, Ryan.
All right,
Ryan, you're up.
My turn. I'm surprised this character has made it this far, but I'm happy he has. and I'm gonna go with Aldous Snow.
Ooh, good one.
From Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Oh,
Inside of You. He's just, I mean, a super hornball. You know, whether it's with Kristen Bell's character, whether it's with the housekeeper back home, whether it's with, you know, his limo driver, he's just constantly having sex, thinking about sex, singing about sex. So he's like the ultimate horn dog.
Also, a character that transcends movies, right? Isn't he the same character in Get Him to the Greek?
He is.
Tremendously horny.
I'm tremendously horny. Yes. No matter where he is, he's horny.
Matt, are you going to do the one that you're surprised that I haven't said yet?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
That's one Gomez Adams.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Super horny. I mean, Morticia and Gomez are both horny for each other.
Yes.
But Gomez Adams is horny.
Everything they say to each other is like, oh my God.
Yes, right.
I can't believe this is a kid's movie.
Gomez Adams for sure is my 4th round pick.
Great one.
That's a good
And then
one.
I'm coming back around. I got an odd one, but he is horny. We've gone mostly comedy. This is not a comedy.
Yeah.
It is Nick Dune
Oh,
from
God.
Gone Girl.
Oh, he was horny.
Tremendously.
Oh,
horny.
yeah.
Tremendously.
Even after his wife was missing,
Very
still
horny.
horny.
Had to sneak
Had
her
to
in
sneak
there.
her in
Back
there.
door.
Nick Dune from Gone Girl. As horny as they get. Ben
Oh,
Affleck,
man.
The Affleck, our king.
our king.
Oh, Jesus.
Ben Affleck in general.
All
is
right,
just a
I'm
horny
gonna-
guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Back with J-Lo.
Yes. Hey, back with J-Lo. I love it. I like it. As long as he's
Yeah,
happy,
absolutely. Nothing wrong with that.
No. So I'm going to finish it off. I'm going to stick to the more serious, horny characters. And I'm going to go with Elio from Call Me By Your Name, Timothy Chalamet, who...
So I haven't seen it, but I
never
Oh.
seen that either.
know why he's
So
horny.
I'm gonna cap my picks with the food fucking.
Dude, that's awesome. That's perfect. Poetic.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen that movie, watch it. He and Armie Hammer are both horny, which in hindsight, you know, the Armie Hammer horniness is a little startling. But
Yeah.
yeah, Elio, Timothy Chalamet, he's a horny
Especially
boy.
like it's like kind of like it's not said directly out loud like the age difference.
But they look much different in
They do.
age.
I don't think it needs to be said. They look much different. in
No,
age.
but like in the context of the movie too is what I'm saying as well. Like Armie Hammer is not in high school.
Right. He
Timothy
is
Chalamet is.
in high school.
Is.
Sub
Yeah.
18.
Possibly sub.
But they're in Italy. There's no rules over there.
I think that's how you get away with it.
Yeah.
You go to
Just
you
throw 'em
go to
overseas.
Italy. It's
Europe.
beautiful. You throw in an apricot and you're good.
All right. So my last pick, I'm glad to sneak a horny female character in here, also from a comedy. Miss Gloria Cleary from Wedding Crashers
good one.
is a very
her
horny
too.
character.
Ooh.
Can't keep her hands off of
She was.
Jeremy Gray in Wedding Crasher. Takes
No.
him below deck, constantly doing all types of wild shit, and they fall in love and get married at the end. It's a thing of beauty. So Gloria Cleary capping off my draft.
Very good.
Derek, you
Nice.
got the last pick. Bring her home.
Mr. or Mrs. Irrelevant, Derek. Who is it?
Is this the last one or last two?
Last
This is it.
one.
This is the last one.
All right. I'm going to finish it off with Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice.
Ooh,
okay.
That's a really good one.
Very horny.
At one point, he's actually got literal horns coming out of him. He's so
Sure.
horny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's-
He was. The girls at the strip club love him in that town.
There's one.
He's dancing for him.
There's a part where he's like in that movie. I always notice it, and keep a keen eye out for it next time you're watching Beetlejuice when he's like giving his spiel to, Alec Baldwin and his wife. There's like parts where he's grabbing her, like he's grabbing at the wife
Yeah.
in those parts and like trying
He
to
is.
lift up her nightie or whatever.
Yeah.
He's a very horny character. Derek, that's an excellent pick.
Good pick.
Hey, that's a
Derek,
super
did you
pick.
have any honorable mentions?
So wait, Derek, before
Yeah,
you start, do we want to save horny TV characters?
Well, if we haven't said any, maybe. Well, I mean,
We use all movies.
well, here's the thing. I don't think we're going to revisit horny characters anytime soon.
Okay, fine.
So so talk about your honorable mentions that are TV shows. But yeah, Derek, do you have any honorable mentions?
Yeah, so he didn't make the list, but I'd like to mention him is Glenn from The Wedding Singer.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. Yep.
Good.
Glenn
You know,
Guglia.
He is
horny,
yeah.
real horny guy.
It's funny that your last pick was Michael Keaton starring in Beetlejuice, but one of your first picks was a horny bird from the first 10 minutes of Little Nicky.
Yeah, that is
Got them
very
both
funny.
in.
Yeah,
He did.
I got him in.
Yeah, Adam.
So I had Elaine Bennis, pretty horny. Chucky from Sons of Anarchy, the guy that used to jack off so much they had to cut his fingers off.
Very horny.
Very horny. Chef from South Park. I didn't want to step on your toes, but in the earlier seasons of South Park, every time he sung it was about like having sex with all the women in town.
Right. Yeah.
Tammy Swanson from Parks and Rec, very horny character.
Very horny.
And Pauly Shore's Crawl from Son-in-Law. It's a pretty horny character.
Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah, he is.
Those are my honorable mentions.
Ryan, do you have any?
I had two. So I had Alice from Step Brothers, Catherine Hahn's character.
Good one.
Oh
That's
yeah,
really
yep.
Very horny. And then I don't know if you've all seen The Shape of Water.
Yes.
But the main character, Eliza,
She was horny.
Yep.
She has sex with the sea monster.
She
So
does.
That's horny
Yeah.
meter
Oh, yeah.
all the way.
She masturbates
The
all the time.
part where like she's describing to her friend how like, you know, because it doesn't look like he has a penis, and then she describes how it is with her hands because she's mute. She just goes
horny.
So that's horny.
That's horny. Those are my two.
So I had Ian from Sex Drive. He's a horny character. The whole movie is based around him going across country and meeting this girl.
To have sex with
To
her.
have sex with her. Very horny. Brad Hamilton was one that I was gonna put on there if I didn't if I ran out of picks. Brad Hamilton's from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. He's the brother of one of the main characters, the one who like he jerks off in the bathroom to the girl at the pool, like while she's in the backyard. You know what I'm talking about? The girl in the red bathing suit. Brad Hamilton, very horny. I had Jim from American Pie. Those are all taken. I think that's it. Nick Dune, James Bond. Yeah, no, that's it.
Another
Just
good
those two.
one is Cooper from Eurotrip. He was a horny character.
Oh, yeah.
Guy with the
Yeah.
long hair.
Yep.
Yeah.
Horny character.
I had two of them that I forgot to mention was Romani Malco as Jay in For Your Virgin and Elizabeth Banks as Beth.
Oh yeah, they were both very horny in that
You know.
movie.
Sweet Lou from Grind.
Very horny.
Sweet Lou from
a lot
Grind.
of horny characters in that movie.
That's tough because he's
Oh,
a ladies'
yeah.
man. I don't
Right,
know if
it's
he's
different than
necessarily
being
horny.
horny.
You're right. You're right. You're very right. You're very right.
It's different.
Oh, speaking of Tim Meadows, the ladies' man.
Oh my God! Honestly, Ryan, I'm very disappointed in us for not coming up with that.
I am too. God damn it. He might be the horniest of all.
Honestly, nobody beats Austin Powers, but he's honestly
No.
he might. The ladies' man might be number one. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Fuck! I'm so disappointed.
Oh man.
Wow.
We gotta restart.
Yeah, we gotta
this.
amend it.
All right, we're going into what we've been watching. Great draft. We'll put up the poll like we did last week to see who wins the draft, and that'll be on Twitter. So check it out, and it'll be up for like 4 days from when this podcast gets released.
Who won? Who won last
actually didn't look at the poll.
episode?
I'll look it up.
I can look it up. It's on the
Yeah.
Average Nobody's Twitter. Actually, I don't
Sorry,
know.
Matt, I didn't
Will
mean
you
to.
be able to see the results from it?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure it expired.
Okay. All right. Let's get into what we're watching. I have a very short list. I'll start it off. So I've started watching I Think You Should Leave. I haven't
You
gone too far
started
into it.
watching?
Yeah, I didn't finish it. But it's hilarious. It's like I put it on because it's like, oh shit, I gotta put this on because they've recommended it to me so much, and I love it. I just haven't been back to watch it, but it's so funny, and it's like a perfect, like those micro sketches. They're just perfect. The first
They never go on too
no,
long.
the first one with the dog, like when he falls and the dog is humping his head and he's like, he attacked me, he tried to bite my hair. That was hilarious. It's just like the absurdity of it and the writing. Does he write them all?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's like him. So all the people who are in the sketches are, most of the writers. It's like a lot of they used to be SNL writers, and
It makes sense. It's very, very funny. Yeah, I would like to see more shows like that. Like, I would always love it if like Netflix almost did like, how Netflix is kind of like championing.
Championing.
That word. Stand-up comedy specials. Like, I would love it if they did more for, like, sketch comedy people. Like, people who write sketch comedy and, like, get them up there. Even if it's literally just a 6-minute sketch. Like, have them put together a gallery of those for different, like, sets of people. Like, I know Shane Gillis does ones online called Gillian Keeves, and they're very funny. They're very funny. And, like, those type of... And they're very similar to I Think You Should Leave. But I think it'd be very cool if, like, Netflix did something like that. Because it is... I mean, they're so dedicated to comedy, but it's really just, stand-up. I wish there was more stuff like this. Like sketch comedy, like a Key and Peele and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because I Think You Should Leave. Like I can't think of you couldn't fit that onto some type of cable channel. Like they wouldn't work.
They could. Netflix could make a home for it like that. Like it would be perfect for that kind of stuff. And like I love that. I love that kind of stuff is out there. So
season 2 comes out July 6th.
I'm gonna have to finish up before that comes out. I went to the theaters and I saw Fast 9. Everybody,
give us how many Matt stars?
It wasn't one of the best Fast and Furious movies,
really?
But it was tremendous.
Okay.
It was so good. It was exactly what it needed to be. It's so patently ridiculous.
What is it? What ones does it slot between?
Okay, so I put my top.
Oh yeah, you did your
my
rankings.
Top Fast on thing, but I think it comes in the top 5.
Okay.
Here's my thinking of it. It can't be better than number 1 because number 1's the best one.
Nope.
It can't be better than 5 because that's the first one with The Rock.
Right.
It can't be better than 7.
Yep.
Because that was like the send-off for Paul Walker. That was like the...
It
can't be better than that one. It can't be better than Tokyo Drift. I'm sorry. I love Tokyo Drift. It can't be better than that. But I think it fits in... in between 6, 2, like somewhere in the 5, 6, 7 slot.
So I like 6. I like 6 a lot because it was where The Rock was like fully integrated into the family.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I like 6. So
6 is good, and Jason Statham is a badass in that fucking movie. He's awesome. Right, that's one with Jason Statham. Yeah, right. The funny thing about street fights is that
6, 7 is Jason Statham. 6
right.
is Luke Evans.
Right. Yes. Right.
Looks.
That's the one where they first meet up with Letty when she's been turned.
No.
Yeah, with Luke Evans.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right.
It is.
She's
Sorry,
in his
you're
crew.
right.
Yeah. And then 7, of course, is the funny thing about street fights.
It's the one when The Rock
the streets always win.
Kicks the missile from the submarine.
That's 8.
No.
Yeah.
That's 6.
No, that's not. The submarine is 8. The submarine's the one where Vin Diesel's bad for most of the movie.
And that's the one with the submarine?
Yeah.
I'm all fucked up.
Listen to this conversation. We will remind you.
How was John Cena?
He was awesome.
Badass.
He was so good in it. It was perfect.
Hey, tell me about Han.
Okay. So all right. Yeah. So I mean, listen.
Don't spoil it.
I'm not going to spoil it, but I'm going to explain things that have been like very well explained in the trailer. Han is back. The backstory to why Han is back is ridiculous. They essentially, why characters die and come back to life in this world now is just because of Kurt Russell.
Oh, okay.
It's just because of Kurt Russell's character.
Kurt Russell's in it. Okay.
I don't know. I can't tell you that. But anyway, it's literally just because they just retcon everything with Kurt Russell in mind.
Right.
It's that secret organization, Mr. Nobody.
Yeah. Great character to add to the team.
Yes, it's perfect. And also like he spans the gap. He helps span the gap between VCR and DVD
portable DVD players
to now international spies
saving the world.
Going into
the next step that they have to take, other than going to outer space,
right,
is either A, traveling in time, or B, bringing in Sylvester Stallone to be Dominic Toretto's dad.
So that might be tough after this one.
Oh, okay.
So actually, I mean, I guess maybe not, but no, actually, yeah, it will be tough. But they do a great. So there's sections of this movie with John Cena that are flashbacks.
Ooh.
So and it's not John Cena. There's actually 2 actors that play young Dom and young
Jacob.
So the way they do it, I thought was great. They add in there's a couple other characters I won't give away, but it's cool to see them on the screen. But they just do a really good job of like it's when you first watch that trailer and you see that Dom Toretto has a brother
that
nobody knew about
besides
like Letty. is just wholly
Obviously
ridiculous.
the sister.
Wholly ridiculous because all he does is preach family.
Yeah.
And all that shit. And like they don't mention his brother, but they do a decent enough job to explain why.
Okay.
And then of course, you know, there's a whole other it's very complicated, but they fucking stick the landing every time.
They do.
Somehow
they
stick
as
the landing.
ridiculous as it is.
There's a lot of movies like action movies like the Fast and Furious movies now, what they've become, that just can't stick the landing in the third act. It's such a problem with blockbuster movies, especially like honestly, the MCU has problems with it sometimes. Like the third act can be just a fucking disastrous mess, and it can like be like, all right, that was badass, but outside of Infinity War and Endgame, like those were perfect, but they somehow stick the landing every time.
So let me ask you, is there something in this movie, the stunt with the car, something that's more ridiculous than what they show in the trailer of him like driving over a hook and like flinging himself across a ravine?
What he did there looks like driving up College Hill in a standard car compared to the other shit he does.
Oh my god!
Makes Brian Gumbel look like Malcolm X.
You know what, that's what that makes me actually kind of happy that it's going to be so shitty this weekend. So maybe I can convince Jen to go to the theaters.
Dude, listen, it's highly worth it to see it in the theaters. Just because I think like I want to see it. You want to see it as soon as possible. It's just so good as a Fast and Furious movie, and they do a good. My one gripe that I will say that I have with the new Fast and Furious movie is they've got away from the cars so much.
Yeah.
Like the cars just show up.
Yeah.
Like every scene Dom has a new Charger.
But like do you still get your scene where it's like a car party? Everybody's got their hoods open, there's the girls dancing.
They do
Pitbull's there.
Oh yeah. They do a very
Okay.
they do a very good one of those scenes, and I love it. Yeah, it was just great. And I started rewatching all the movies.
Oh, beautiful.
So I got through like 5.
So Matt, if I say this long weekend, it's going to be crappy out. Which ones can I skip? Which one should I watch to get through all the first 8?
What you really need to do is you need to watch one. You need to watch the first one.
I've seen one, but I saw it like when it first came out, so I don't remember it.
I mean, I just love that movie, so you can rewatch it. But if you've already seen it, skip it. I think you start at. I
don't remember anything.
Right? Does that make sense?
5.
Or do you start at 4 when they all come back together? Because Ryan, 2 and 3. So 2 had Paul Walker, not Vin Diesel. 3 had Vin Diesel right at the end, no Paul Walker.
4 Letty dies.
4 Letty dies, quote unquote. I mean, is right at the beginning. But that's when the franchise really picks up with Paul Walker and Vin Diesel.
Right, when Vin Diesel comes back.
So I would say watch 4. Start with 4 and then go on from there.
Right, and then 5 with The Rock takes it to another stratosphere.
Yeah, they're all on Netflix.
5
is
okay.
5 is probably the second best one.
Yeah,
besides
the first one, I think so.
Besides the first one.
Yeah, I think so.
So,
what would you say, Derek? Is that how you would do it?
Well, I haven't seen 8 actually, so I need to watch 8.
8? Which one is 8?
8 is the one with the torpedo and Sphinx.
Okay,
yeah.
So that's the most recent one. The first one was Charlie.
Sphinx? Yeah, Charlie
Cypher.
Cypher, not Sphinx. Sphinx is from Gone in 60 Seconds.
And Dom is sort of the bad guy in 8.
Yes,
which is cool. It's different dynamic.
Yeah, I got to see that.
It just like it's again. I love it. It's got away from its core so like it's insane how far it's gotten from it. But Adam, they do so many like little throwaway stunt scenes that are just like so ridiculous. Like, you know how I always say about like the one from 6 with Luke Evans when they're on the bridge and Letty gets thrown across the bridge.
Schwartz loves that one.
And Dom catches her with his car.
The hood of the car. You're really hurt.
The windshield and the hood of the car.
Yeah.
That happens like 4 times in this movie. And it's like scenes like that happen like 4 times, and it's just like throwaway. It's like someone crossing the street.
Right.
That's how they just do it. So it's
like
great.
Landing on this moving vehicle.
And they also like they do this in 8. I'm sorry to talk so much about Fast 9, but they do this in 8. But they really done it in 9. Like, and I forget her name. Who's the code cracker? She's from Game of Thrones. Ramsey. Her, Tej, and Tyrese.
Good dynamic.
The 3 of them, awesome together.
Yeah.
So good. And there's like pockets. It's like them.
The jet ski salesman who's now a code cracker.
And I was watching 5 when they bring the team together.
Yep.
In 5, basically like Vin Diesel brought in Giselle and brought in Han, but Paul Walker brings in the rest of them. Like, he knows the rest of those guys. And he's like, I got some. You want someone that's good with tech? I got someone that's good with tech. And they bring in Ludacris. It's like, what do you mean he's good with tech? He's literally just collecting dollar bills on a dock.
Right, that's it.
Watching jet ski races. So, and also there's an origin story for the two Mexican guys that Dom is friends with. The one he brings in. You know those two guys
awesome.
from Five?
Yeah.
There's a little throwback to where they come from in Dom's like story.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is cool. They're kind of fitting everybody in. And also, the most Fast and Furious thing of all time happened this week. Vin Diesel announced that the final installment of the Fast and Furious franchise is going to be a 2-part movie.
Of course. So it's not the final
It's
installment.
not the final installment. It's 2 more movies. Anyway, and I also watched Loki, which I'll transition to Adam.
So I watched Loki as well. I'm caught up. Saw all 4 episodes. The third one was it was like not that great, but then the fourth one like really sets it off. I don't know. Do you guys watch Loki?
No,
I just started it.
Okay.
So
well, Derek,
I'm like 20 minutes.
Matt
in.
and I both think that it's really going to be like the jumping off point for like the next phase of the Marvel movies, like bringing in new characters, new universes, stuff like that. So it's been really good so far. Probably my favorite out of the 3 new Disney shows.
I'd agree with that.
Disney Marvel shows.
Yeah.
I also went on a tear this week. So I passed the tests for, my job. And since then it's been like a big, I've been very relieved. So I've been able to all my spare time I've been studying. And so now all that spare time I've been watching movies that I've either never seen before or haven't seen in a very long time. The first one that I haven't seen in a very long time, I've seen it once. I saw it once with Sean Abernathy, was The Big Lebowski. And I watched it again this last week, and it's such a funny movie. It's a movie about nothing. It goes nowhere. But it's like the little pocket of the dude's world just like being disrupted by something as small as wanting to get his rug replaced.
Yeah.
Because they got the wrong guy. It's like how it just spins out of control.
I'm not Lebowski. No. I'm the dude.
You think, look at where I'm living. His dudeness. So that was really great.
Duderino.
That was really great.
So do you want to? I don't want to interrupt you, Adam, but I have a funny Big Lebowski sidebar.
Slide it in.
When Holly and I went to Peru, of all places, we were in. I think it was Cusco. I'll have to double check with her, but we had free time on the Colette tour we took, and we were just meandering through the city and popping into different restaurants and bars and stuff. And then there was this in the middle of this tiny town, this Big Lebowski themed bar in Cusco, awesome. Peru. Yeah. And you go in and you can get, they had different flavored, what's the thing he drinks? White Russians. Yeah. So they had your classic White Russian with a twist or whatever. It was so funny and so random that this one movie. So whoever owned that bar was like, I love the Big Lebowski. I have to make a bar about the Big Lebowski.
Much. That's really cool.
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah.
I also watched Spies Like Us for the first time with Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd from the 80s. In their prime, that it was very funny. It's so different than comedies that we get now, but just the faces that Chevy Chase makes in that movie are so goddamn funny. There's one part at the end where it's the end of the world, and he's trying to get this girl, what do you say? And she gives him all this shit, and he said, but, and then she goes, but it's the end of the world, and he looks up and he's like he gives the funniest horny look. It's great. And just the mess that they go through in the whole movie is really funny. I also watched The Princess Bride for the first time.
Really?
The first time. And I got to tell you, I didn't think it was that funny.
I don't know if it's really meant to be.
It's not really funny.
So here's my problem. I went into it. I the whole time when I was watching it, I thought it was a Monty Python movie. So I was expecting that type of humor, but it's not.
It's just a fantasy.
Yeah. There was one part. Part that I really laughed out loud at, and it's such a throwaway part. It's towards the end where the good guys are trying to get into the castle, and they've got one guard left to get by, and he's got the key. And Ignacio threatens him with Andre the Giant, and he goes, "Oh, you mean this key?" It was just like how he said it was very funny. It's like, "Yo, no, I don't know what key you're talking about." He says, "All right, well, my friend here is gonna rip your arms and legs off." "Oh, you mean this key?" So that was really funny. Yeah. Let's see. I watched The Master with Joaquin Phoenix and Philip Seymour Hoffman and Amy Adams in it. Sort of a drama by Paul Thomas Anderson directed it. So it was nominated for Oscars, and they didn't win Best Actor or Best Supporting. Best Supporting that year was Hans Landa from Inglourious Basterds. Mm-hmm. So sort of ran into a freight train with him there. But Philip Seymour Hoffman was excellent in it, and Joaquin Phoenix was really good in it too. And you can really see. I wouldn't say shades of the Joker, but his sort of like his intro to being the Joker from that movie. He plays like this. He's nuts. This character that he plays, Freddie Quell, and he's in the Navy, and the war is over, and he can't adapt to real life anymore, so he flies off the handle all the time, and he thinks he killed someone by accident one night, and he gets super drunk and finds himself on a boat, and the boat is being run by Philip Seymour Hoffman, who is the leader of this cult that they call the Cause, and he does this sort of hypnosis to try to. He seems to think that that human beings have lived hundreds of past lives, and through hypnosis and his treatments, he can have you access those memories. And so it's a crazy thing, but he's legitimately trying to help Joaquin Phoenix's character. It was really interesting. I thought it was a good movie. If you got 2 hours and 15 minutes, it's a good movie.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I like that cast.
I watched True Romance for the first time with. Have you seen that? I know it's one of Mark's favorite movies.
Yes.
Christian Slater, Patricia Arquette, Dennis Hopper, Gary Oldman, Christopher Walken, Michael Rappaport, Brad Pitt.
It's a cast.
Oh wow.
Quentin Tarantino wrote that.
Tom
right?
Sizemore, and another one of the Tarantino's guys. Fuck. He's like the handler in Reservoir Dogs.
Harvey Keitel?
He's not one of the.
He's the one who wears the tracksuit.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Forget the character.
He's in Corky Romano too.
Yes.
And Seinfeld.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So he's in it. Awesome cast, awesome story. Gary Oldman's character is super cool, super out of the box. For Gary Oldman, he can do whatever he wants, but he's really young, and his character is so fucking cool.
Yeah.
In the movie. That's another one. It's on HBO Max. Highly recommend. True Romance.
Awesome.
True Romance is actually so Tarantino sold that script for $30,000.
Yep.
And that's what ended up getting him in front of
Miramax
to make Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah. And so the director is we just did his celebrity birthday recently. He did Top Gun, Days of Thunder, Tony Scott.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
I've also been watching my cooking shows, The Great British Baking Show, MasterChef. I'm all done with MasterChef Junior, and Ryan, I gotta tell you, MasterChef Junior is the superior show.
Oh, you're so full
It is
of
the
shit.
superior show.
First of all,
It's fun.
Now,
They
you were
do
telling me that the
two cooks an episode. It's more fun.
Yeah, but they're kids.
Exactly.
They're kids.
They're children. They're stupid
and they're
kids.
better.
Stupid idiot
They're
kids.
better than the adults.
I don't believe that.
But they get to keep their apron when they get eliminated.
Yeah, that
right?
really went up my ass. That the
What
adults,
does that teach? What is that teaching you about life?
It teaches
Nothing.
you to keep cooking. Don't stop cooking.
No.
After Gordon eliminates every kid, he goes, "Promise me, don't stop cooking." Every time, and every time it hits me right here.
Well, see, but that's false.
Yeah, and they're gonna
out
end
of
up
all
being
these
a line cook.
out
at
of all these
Applebee's.
kids,
That's
you
why.
think that all of them should really keep cooking? Someone he's gonna have to say, "Listen, you should probably
more
you
clam
should probably hang it
chowder.
up."
And that's another great part about the kids, because in the early goings, you get some real stinkers. There's this one kid, Eddie. He qualified by making his chicken marsala, right? And then the first few challenges roll around like, oh, Eddie is fucking bad at cooking. He can't cook a goddamn thing. It's very funny.
Eddie, you stupid idiot. You can't even scramble an egg.
Eddie, don't be a cook.
So I also watched this weird short movie called One Last Shot by the Ricky and Julian from the Trailer Park Boys, and Mr. Leahy was in it too. I was explaining to you guys via text how weird it was, and Ryan, at the end of it, it was literally like something that we would say is like, well, I figured like the whole movie was like nothing about the two main characters being gay, but then like all of a sudden one of them leaves a voicemail for the other one, and he goes, hey, I think I figured it out. I'm gay, and you're gay too. I'm moving to Vancouver with you. Come pick me up. And that was the end of the movie. But like not really, the whole movie, there wasn't really hints about either of them being gay. So I don't know where it came from. Maybe I missed something, but I don't know. It was definitely not. Well,
it's just it could also just be their absurd humor.
Maybe.
Of trailer.
Yeah.
I mean
that they're like, you know what? We'll just end it like this.
Yeah. I mean,
I can see
did
that.
you ever like watch a Trailer Park Boys episode and be like, you know what? That made total sense.
You know what? The character really a full arc.
Yeah, the full arc. Yeah. There's very few times that a show has like really like I'd be like, holy shit, I have to watch that, because you told me about Trailer Park Boys so many times, and then we watched that one episode where Mr. Leahy and what is his fucking sidekick? Randy. They're talking about how they clean up the fucking. Randy's talking about how he cleans up the park, and it's just covered in trash.
Mr. Leahy and I clean up this park every day, and the whole park is covered in trash.
Oh, it's so good.
It's little things like that hook you on stupid shows.
Yeah. That was a funny show.
I've also, Janet, we've been watching Community. Like I had tried to watch it and just couldn't do it. You know why? Because Joel McHale, he was like a Ryan Reynolds light to me. But now, like that, I'm almost through the first season. It's the other characters that really do it for you. It's like Troy and Abed are hilarious together. Yeah. And I love Chevy Chase. Big Chevy Chase.
Troy and Abed's little like post-credit scenes are really good.
They're really good.
Yeah.
So the guy who plays Abed is really good, like totally different character in Mythic Quest.
I was going to ask you about that. Is he, because he's in that show too.
Yeah, he's funny, but he's like very like serious, like conniving kind of character. But he's like the only one of those type of characters in the group dynamic, where like Mac is like his like self-absorbed like silly self, and everyone has their own little thing, but he fits in really good as that type of character.
Did you get to the?
He's not necessarily funny, but
did you get to the Dungeons and Dragons episode yet?
No, not yet.
Oh, it's the best one.
Not yet. The
best community episode.
The one I just saw was the one where like half of the group was taking pottery, and the other half of the group did like sailing.
Oh right, yeah, and they're
like
sailing in the parking lot.
Yeah, in the parking lot.
That's good. That's a great episode too. Yeah.
But I'm on board with Community now, and I'm very glad to have just another like 20-25 minute blow off show.
Right? Yep. Very funny show.
But the show that I am horny for right now is at the recommendation of Matt. It's called 000. And it's on Amazon Prime. I fucking scorched through 5 episodes today, and I gotta tell you, I really wish I watched the whole show. Ryan, you would love this show. It's essentially 3 different crime stories, like drug-related crime stories. So you've got the Mexican cartel and like the government trying to get them and stabbing each other in the back. They supply cocaine, and then they sell it to the Italian mafia, who is in an inter-family war. And there's the brokers. The middleman is the broker, is an American family based out of
New
Orleans, that owns a shipping company, and they broker the deals and they ship the drugs back and forth between the two parties, and like shit goes sideways for all of them at the same time.
Yeah.
And so it's a really cool dynamic for those 3 parties. But the thing that like there's separate the scores in the movie or in the show are really good. They're like the whole episode, every episode is very suspenseful. And the thing that I like the most about the show is how the episodes are set up. Like, Ryan, for example, in the last episode that I watched, the brother and sister that own the shipping company, right? They're in the desert with the drugs, and they get separated. And so 20 minutes of the episode is the sister and like what she's doing. And then she gets to a point where it's like shit is hitting the fan, and you don't know where the brother is the whole time.
Well, she meets up with the brother at that point.
And then the brother comes back. And then it flashes back to when the two of them got separated, and you follow him until you get back to that point. And then they go like 5-10 minutes beyond it.
And that's pretty much the structure of every episode,
right?
But with the different aspects: the Mexican cartel, the Italian mob, and then the brokers,
right?
And I just think it's a super under the radar show, but the budget on it is huge.
It's huge.
Yeah, it feels like an HBO drama.
Right, it does. It really does. That's another highly recommend show. I'll probably finish it tomorrow.
So I think what I'm going to do is season 4 of Gomorrah is out now on HBO Max. It's the same creator, right, Matt? Creator.
Showrunner.
So I'm going to like finish up Gomorrah. I've already watched one episode of season 4, and then I'll pop into 000.
Nice.
Because Holly's not interested in any of that stuff, so I can watch it at my leisure.
There you go. Perfect.
Is that it, Adam? Adam?
Oh, and another sort of thing, so you've got other than like the American family, like being the ones that broker the deal, and like they're caught up in the turmoil between the Mexican cartel and the Italian mafia, is like the brother and sister, like. The sister is older and is like has always been really hands-on with the business. She's very smart, very knowledgeable, but no one respects her because she's a woman in a world like the Italian mafia and the cartel, like, it's a man's world there. And so the brother has to he's very smart, but he's got to step up. But you find out he's dying. You know what I mean? He has a degenerative disease, but he's dying. So he's on borrowed time as it is.
Yeah.
So that's like another wrinkle thrown into the show. It's very good. Very good.
Seems like it's very deep with the plot lines. No, I like that.
All right, Rye. Why don't you polish us off here? Well, and Derek, if you want to contribute some as well, you're more than welcome.
I just had a question for you guys, actually. Yeah. Do you know if the new season of Ozark was announced?
Yeah, I think. Yeah,
and
it's the final season.
When?
I think they're filming the final season now.
Yeah, they're still filming. They haven't announced the premiere yet.
Okay. Gotcha.
So for mine, I've been slacking, and I think this happens especially in June, July, or really for the summer, and then I think it's just been sped up, or it's happening more severely because of Lennon, where we're just kind of very tired at night, just mentally drained from the day. But in the summer, I'm especially in June and July, I love watching playoffs. So I've been watching the NBA playoffs, been watching NHL playoffs, Stanley Cup. The Red Sox are actually good this year, so they've been a fun. And they're baseball's almost every day, so I've been watching a lot of sports. So I haven't had a ton of new movies or TV shows that I've been watching, and there's not really many new TV shows that premiere in the summer anyway. I watched the new episode of Dave, episode 3. Matt, I don't know if you've seen it.
So yeah, I watched that as well. We texted about it.
Yeah, so one of my favorite shows out right now, and I love that it comes out in the summer because it doesn't get mixed in with any of the other shows, and it really shouldn't because it's such a unique, insane show. And I know last episode we talked about episodes 1 and 2 were good, but as compared to season 1, not really on par with season 1. I thought this episode was on par with the quality of season 1, both in absurd humor and also in comedy, but cringeworthy in the most extreme way. There were a couple, and some of it's subtle too, we're at the end where Mike and Dave are talking, and it ends up being his birthday, and he's been alone all day. And it's that. Yeah. They just had to throw that in there. That was just it was hit me right in the gut. And then we've been waiting for almost a full season for him and his ex-girlfriend to get back together, or at least re-meet, and they finally do, and it goes in like a way that you'd never expect.
Yeah.
Like how the episode ends. So you guys should really watch it. I don't want to give too much away.
You said it best. That episode could only be done by Dave, by that show. Totally.
There's an opening. Yeah, there's an opening montage for Adam and Derek, and this isn't giving anything away. It was just completely absurd. So Dave is Little Dicky. He's like the rapper.
Yeah.
And so he's going through like a writer's block. So he's he's at his producer's house. This guy Benny Blanco, who's an actual dancer.
Yeah. He's funny. He's very funny.
He does all Justin Bieber stuff. He's very funny. So he plays himself, and he's just at his house, and they're trying to get Dave. Dave's like, "Look, I need the beat to be exactly just this." Blah blah blah. And then they go through this montage where they're just like, it starts off where he's cooking tacos, and then he calls Dave Chuck because he's cooking chuck roast tacos. Yeah. And then Dave's like, "Did you call me Chuck?" And he's like, "Yeah." And they call each other Chuck. And it goes from that to they're naked in the shower.
Together?
Yeah, but like just like fooling around. And then he's like putting bubblegum and peanut butter in his ass. And like it's just like
so insane.
But it's so insane. But it like within the show, it doesn't. It's not like what the hell's happening. It's just like this show's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like the new Dave. I've been watching MasterChef Legends, which is, as Adam said, far superior to MasterChef Junior.
I don't think that's what he said, but I think that's the correct statement.
Yeah, I think that's what he said. And then what Holly and I have been doing, like at the end of the day, we'll just like hang out on the couch and we'll just throw on YouTube and just watch random. Like we'll pick someone and go down a rabbit hole. So we'll pick Conan. And I'm like, all right, because Conan actually ended his run last week on TBS. So his like late night run on cable television is over. It's like 30 years or something like that. So we were just going and finding all like classic Conan interviews, which he, in my opinion, is the best late night host ever. He's just like, his range is so wide. He's so funny. He's like so generous to guests, and that's why guests are funny on his shows.
Do you think he's going to like another network? Like HBO or something?
Yeah, so he has a deal with HBO Max for like a variety show.
I love it. It. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome, and that'll be because you can tell like when you see him, especially if it's like a YouTube exclusive or something, like he likes to swear a little bit, and he's just like a weird guy. So I think that'll be beneficial to him to kind of have the chains off for HBO. But I was watching Andy Samberg was on Conan. It was like an old interview. And it was when he had his wedding, and he was talking about he really wanted to invite Adam Sandler. He's like, Sandler and I are good friends, but I would feel really bad because he's Adam Sandler. Like, I don't want to bring him to my wedding, and then, my family's like swarming him, and he can't have a good time. He's like, so the night before the wedding, we had a like reception at the bar, and Adam Sandler came dressed as the That's My Boy character. And Andy Samberg's like, I was with my wife or my fiance, and talking to someone. I get this tap on the shoulder, and I turn around, and it's him, and he goes, "Hey, my fucking son's getting married tomorrow, huh?" He's like, I don't know why I was worried. Like, I guess at the wedding, he's like, my second cousin was like talking to him about a startup for like an hour, and Sandler's just sitting there like giving him advice.
The best. He's the fucking best.
Yeah, just the best. And then we went down like a Bill Burr rabbit hole. Just some of the stuff he does, especially on Conan, is really funny.
I was just watching a clip. What was it? It was one where like Conan was getting real uncomfortable.
Well, because Bill Burr was talking about the Me Too movement.
Yes, right.
And Bill Burr is like, me too. I understand the movement, and he's like, these women have gone through this terrible, like sexual harassment, assault, whatever it is. And he's like, but do we really believe all of them? And then Conan's like, I don't know. He's like, no, look, I'm going to say like 87%. All right. I'll believe 87%. But the other 13%, I can't believe all of them. Conan's like, all right, well, we're out of time. We have to go to commercial. And then we've been watching I don't know if you've ever seen the Graham Norton show.
I've seen clips.
It's like so he's like a British, it's like a British late night show. But I like his format because he does like all the guests are on at the same time. They're just like sitting together. And it'll be like 3 or 4 different movies at one time. And we watched one. It was it must have been Wolf of Wall Street, it was 21 or 22 Jump Street. So it was Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum. And Graham Norton's like, "Oh, Jonah, do you have a Morgan Freeman story?"
I've seen that.
He told Yeah, have you ever seen that, Matt or Derek?
No.
Yeah,
So
I think so.
Tell it.
yeah, so it was Jonah Hill was doing a movie with Morgan Freeman, and in the scene they were just in a car together. So they were shooting for like multiple days, and Jonah Hill said Morgan Freeman would not speak, like he just didn't talk to him in between takes because he had so much dialogue. So when they said cut, he would just like kind of reserve his energy. So then at the end of the 3-day shoot or whatever, there was just like quietness in the car, and Morgan Freeman just went, Jonah, Babona, Fanana, Nana, Babona, Fee, Fi, Fafona, Jonah. And then they're like, oh, so, and he's like, yeah, I didn't know what to do, so I just said, thank you. and then Morgan Freeman said, do me. And he's like, what? He's like, do me. So then he had to do it. He's like, Morgan, Morgan, banana. So very funny story. And then Ryan Gosling told a story about he's just like he was promoting The Nice Guys with Russell Crowe, and Graham Norton's like, you have a Turkish massage story, don't you? And Ryan Gosling's just sitting there like, and he said, please don't make me say this. He's like, no, come on. He's like, so I had a bad experience with the Turkish massage. And I guess he went to go get a Turkish massage, and he's like, for some reason the masseuse thought it would be a good idea to connect my right hand with my left foot behind my head. And the guy was like standing, had his chest to him, and he's like, all of a sudden his belly went in my mouth. And he's like, that thing when something's in your mouth and your brain sends a signal to your tongue to be like, you know what, let's just check this out. It's like, so I ended up licking this Turkish masseuse's belly.
Oh my god!
So there's some great YouTube finds out there.
Do you watch any original YouTube stuff? Like not original YouTube stuff, but people who like make content specifically for YouTube?
No, I don't.
A couple you might want to check out. There's one guy who does a pretty good wrap up show of like news. Philip DeFranco. I don't know if you know him.
I do. I know of him.
And then also another one that's a lot of fun that I watch a lot. If I want to like watch something like quick, is Good Mythical Morning.
Okay.
It's really good. These two guys.
So they're just like YouTube content creators.
It's these two guys, and they just do like fun shit. It's like really light and airy, and they're just like they're cool guys. They it's really good production. Like it's good, called Good Mythical Morning, and they do like wild weird shit, and it's just fun to watch. But anyway. It's 2 recommendations for you.
Yeah, I'm in a YouTube zone, so this is the right time to recommend it.
I've been watching YouTube a ton, and that's I watch them a lot.
Nice.
Derek, what about you? Anything else?
I just one of the shows I watched recently was recommended from Ryan was Mayor of Easttown.
I haven't seen it.
I won't say anything. Just great, just a great overall show. HBO did it again with them with that. Like, was it six episodes, Ryan?
6 or 7, yeah.
Yeah, but just like
it got better as it went too.
Yeah, that was great, and like I love the everybody in this like town played a role in some way, kind of in the show. It just like it was filmed like really well, kind of like it had like a little like what was it like it was like a Virginia kind of feel to it, but like it was West Virginia kind of. It was gritty. That's a good word for it. Yeah, that's what I liked about it. And I liked Kate Winslet like her character was great. Something different from what she's used to doing, which is good.
They have a cool thing on HBO. Like if you go to the series homepage on HBO Max, you can click on the extras, and they have like a bunch of videos with the cast and crew, and they have a video of her like how she like perfected the accent, because the accent for like because Easttown is an actual town in Pennsylvania, and like that accent is very specific. It's not New Jersey, but it's not it's like it's very weird, but she like nailed it. And she's British, which, of course, they can do whatever they want with their accents.
Is it like a Philly accent?
Yeah.
Does it have like the...
Kind of, but it's not like as ugly as a Philly accent.
Yeah. I know
not
exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Not that, like, the Boston or Rhode Island accents are the most beautiful sounding things, but it's like, it's very specific. It's not, it really sucks you into the show. because like even though it's Kate Winslet, it like you feel like you're watching like this like small town like gritty, these people are struggling, and they really, I mean, Kate Winslet's beautiful, but they really beat her up. Like she doesn't, she looks like a tired cop. So.
Very good.
That's on the list.
I like. Is
that it?
That's all I got.
Cool.
Yeah.
Everybody, lock your doors. Bill Cosby is free. I think that's really it. Really just a terrible day. That's insane. It's insane.
I'm leaving a pudding cup on my doorstep tonight.
If you leave one by the fireplace, maybe it'll come down your chimney.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. AverageNobodies.com. Podcast services everywhere. YouTube.com/TheAverageNobodies. I don't think we have an exact draft for next week locked down, but I'm going to be doing the riddles for next week.
Yep.
Derek, thanks for coming on. Come
back
anytime, please.
Thanks for having me.
Come back anytime.
Yeah, thank you, Derek.
Yeah.
If you hear from us that, or, if you want to know what kind, or if you want to submit a draft, let us know, and you can come on anytime.
I'm so disappointed that we didn't get the
Thanks
ladies'
me,
man in there. I'm gonna lose sleep over that.
Yeah. Well, going back to, I think.
Sorry, I mentioned it.
Wedding movies, I missed out on the Birdcage, which was like,
it's
one of my favorite fucking movies, and I totally just whiffed on that one. So it happens. It happens to the best of us.
Slips through the cracks.
Anyway, that's been the Average Nobodies podcast number 123, July 1st. Everybody, happy 4th. Bye.